Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with a Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, to me, I just had the Four of Swords in the last reading that I did. And to me, it really was indicating a kind of meditation, right? But a real meditation, not what would maybe commonly be called like contemplation, right? We're not trying to sort something out in our mind. We're trying to reduce all of our thoughts. We're trying to reduce all of the energy down to one image, one thought, one sensation, one point of awareness, right? Which is right there in the center. Let's see what's going on here, because this is uncanny. In the extended reading that I just did for Libra, the cards that we had in the extended was the Five and the Four of Swords. Contemplation, meditation, and I went through this whole spiel about the difference between the two, which I don't need to go into now. But let me just say that I think we're trying to sort out the next step for ourselves. Okay. We have contemplation and meditation. This is the alternation between the two. Right? And we're contemplating, we're meditating. We're active, we're passive. Okay? In our thoughts, in the way that we are trying to, ultimately what we're trying to do is harmonize thinking and feeling. We want to get to a certainty, we want to get to clarity, we want a little bit of order in the chaos, right? So that we can continue building, that we can figure out the next step. A lot of court cards here. Moving into some good fire energy. There we go. Look at that. Four of Wands at the end. Now, don't worry, I will be naming all of these cards, right? You have to wait for me to get to each one, and I'll tell you what they are. But first we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, one card, Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. That card's going to tie everything together. It's going to give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, okay? But if at any point during the reading you get an idea or a sense of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments section, trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations. Let's tap into spirit. Let's tap into source. And let's discern this mystery card together as a group exercise. Yeah. I hope you'll play along with me. But first, we have these two major arcana cards. This is your ability to climb any mountain. This is you knowing which mountain to climb, right? This is good. We need both of these. The Magician and the Devil. We need those. People used to think that magicians were possessed by the devil or influenced or controlled by the devil. I kind of think it's the other way around, but whatever. Fire energy, yes please, we have some. We don't have any water energy. A little bit of water we have is in this Queen of Wands, right? Water of fire. We have a lot of air. We have even more air in these two princes, Prince of Pentacles, Prince of Wands. So it really is about sorting out our thoughts, right? I think we know what our feelings are. We know what our desires are. We know what we want, right? We know what we value. We know what we believe in. What do we do? What's the next step, right? I feel as if you started something very strongly, You were going toward a goal. You had a revelation. You had a wake-up call. You had an epiphany. You had a life-changing moment. And you just started running as fast as you could toward this goal. Now we've slowed down a bit. And I think we're maybe getting a little tired. But we're starting to wonder, okay, what do I do now? We've had all of this kind of almost a cardinal energy, right? We've had this rush of fire, rush of ambition, of creativity. Maybe it was a fury, a frenzy of creativity. And now that's kind of, it's fizzled a little bit. It's mellowed, let's say. And now we're wondering, okay, well, what do I do now? And now we're just kind of, it's no longer this rush of energy. Now it's kind of our mind. Now we have to think, right? Now we're not just kind of being pushed along by this fire. Now we have to think, what do I do next? Right? What's the next kind of logical step? We're thinking about it. We're in our heads. Luckily, we don't see any really bad swords energy. Thankfully, we don't see a 7. We don't see an 8. We don't see a 9 of swords. We have a 5, which is sometimes, not so good. I think when we're talking about a 5 to a 6, we're kind of thinking, I can't do it, I can do it. I can't do it, I can do it, right? It's kind of, she loves me not. She loves me not. And so this is kind of where we're going. We're going from defeat to victory. To defeat to victory. Okay? And it's kind of our confidence waxing and waning, right? It's our belief in ourselves kind of waxing and waning. And sometimes that's perfectly normal. Sometimes that's a good thing, right? This card kind of says, what are my weaknesses? This card kind of says, what are my strengths? What do I want to not do so that I don't lose? What do I want to do so that I can win? All right. And by winning, what I mean is reaching the end of the line, reaching the 4 of Wands, the manifesting of your will, the creation in reality of this beautiful vision that you have. Right? Fire to earth, fire that has now been given form. Right? That is what I mean by winning. That's what I mean by succeeding. It doesn't matter what this work is. It could be a creative project. Maybe you're trying to write a piece of music, right? Make an album. Maybe you're trying to write a play or a screenplay. Maybe you're just trying to decorate your house, arrange your furniture. I don't know. Whatever it is. Could be something to do with career, with employment. Could be studies. Could be family, professional, private, romantic, platonic, anything. All right. And that's what the beauty of tarot is for me, is that I don't know all the details. I pick up on some things here and there, but what I can read is the energy here. I don't know exactly what your curtains look like, but I can see that we're trying to figure out what to do with them. And I think when we then take the 5 and we put it next to the 4, well, now it's not so much about victory or defeat. Now it's about kind of active figuring and passive kind of rest, right? It's meditation, contemplation. And if you want to know more about that kind of duality or the alternation between those two, go watch the extended reading for Libra, all right? I don't want to have to repeat that the whole monologue again. But I feel like those are the two methods by which the magician can really do the magic, right? One is the magus, twain are the forces. So this is the duality, right? And the magician has the control over that. The magician knows how to create, knows that everything that exists, everything that the magician can produce, everything that we can pull out of our hats, is one energy But it is that energy in the most fundamental way. It's split into two, right? Yin and yang. Active, passive, yes or no, black or white, negative, positive. The first division of energy is into two pieces, right? Still the same energy, but they've taken on opposite polarities. Okay, so it is the magician that knows exactly what to do with these two, and it's almost like it kind of feels like with this 6 that it's not we're either contemplating or we're meditating. We're doing both at once, kind of, right? The magician knows how to combine these energies to produce results. And yes, I think that this is us actively trying to figure out what to do. The 4 of Swords is us trying to just kind of sit with the image of it quietly and see what comes to us. Not actively trying to figure it out, just kind of visualizing the symbol of it and seeing what kind of insights or revelations come to you. Okay? And I feel like you know this already because of this Queen of Wands here. There's water and fire, right? There's the duality again. And I think this was already something that you instinctively know how to do. And now it's just a matter of bringing this out of instinct and bringing it into the foreground and saying, yes, I'm going to utilize the most fundamental qualities of my own mind to figure this thing out, right? And that's the magic of it, I think, is that you're going to create something out of nothing. That's not really nothing. You're going to manifest something from the unmanifest. Okay? The way forward will appear to you. It's not something that you have to find. Right? It's not that you're going to find the way forward. Is that the way forward appears. Rabbit out of a hat. Right? And I think the big idea here is to not try too hard. Right? And I know that sounds funny. Don't try too hard. Learn when to relax that mental muscle and allow the magic to work, allow it to happen, allow the way to appear. And when I say way, it really does, have this kind of Taoist energy to it. Because this is almost kind of this stuff right here, mentally speaking, it's kind of the Wu Wei. And it's the mental Wu Wei. It's the effortless action. It's figuring something out by not figuring it out. It's allowing the way to appear, allowing the Tao to appear. And it's your unique way, right? And that's why we've got the Prince of Pentacles here, because this is yours. It's the air energy expressed in your individual earth reality, your particular universe, your unique world, right? Your universe is not the same as my universe. So your truth, your certainty, your one-pointedness, your way, your Tao, your next step is like a rabbit out of a hat. It's appearing out of nowhere, and it's leading you forward on your path. So whatever place you feel like you're stuck, breathe. The other thing with the 4 of Swords is that, to me, it's the breath meditation, like a Buddhist kind of mindfulness meditation, where you just meditate on the breath, right? Sounds easy. What part of the breath? Well, just breathing in and out. Just meditate on it. Breathing is a very complex process. There are a lot of aspects of breathing that we're not conscious of, but even out of the things that we can notice, which one of those do we meditate on? Is it the sound of the air moving in and out? Is it the feeling of air at the back of your trachea, I guess? Back of your throat there. Is it the sensation of air on the tip of your nose when you're breathing? Is it the feeling of your chest kind of moving? Or if you breathe with your diaphragm, is it your kind of abdomen, pushing against your clothes? What is it? Is it the gentle sway of your body when you're breathing in and out? Maybe you're going forward and back a little bit. There's so many aspects of breathing. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Oh, the Four of Swords. Yeah. We don't realize how active our minds are. When someone says, I want you to think about nothing, that's the most difficult thing to do. How do you think about nothing? End up thinking about everything, right? Because then you go through every single thing that you can think of and say, no, that's not it. I'm trying to think of nothing. So instead of thinking about nothing, what's the next best thing? Thinking about one thing. One's very close to zero, right? It's as simple as we can get. But even when we think we're thinking about one thing, it's not. It's 100 things. And I don't just mean because your mind wanders. I'm thinking about one thing, which is really 100, and my mind will wander to 100 other things. Pretty soon we're up there in the millions, can't even count that high. So even in that one sensation, if we're thinking of just the air, just the feeling of our abdomen, we can break that down and we can get more and more subtle, right? Let's go beyond that particular sensation of the air on the tip of your nose, right? Try to perceive it more subtly. Can you feel that one little hair in your nose, right? That's just being moved by that gentle breeze, right? Let's be as microscopic as we can till we get to what we think is the closest we can get to the one thing. I didn't mean for this to be a lesson in meditation or one-pointedness, but the idea here is between these two. We're most always overthinking it. We're almost always very active mentally, even when we think, I'm not thinking about anything. Oh yeah? We need to be able to see ourselves and reflect on that. Oh, no, I am. I may think I'm totally relaxed mentally, but I've got a million things running through my head. We need to be aware of that. Because as the closer we can get to silence and stillness, we'll never fully get there. You're never completely still. We're hurtling through space at thousands of miles an hour. Let's get relatively as close as we can to stillness and to silence. And I guarantee the way will be revealed to you. And we'll get moving. And this reading will get moving. And we're over here now with this devil energy. Now the devil is climbing up that mountain. You've figured out the next step, and now there's nothing stopping you. And now it's just a matter, really, of taking this fire energy all the way. So like we said over here, we had a rush of fire energy. It was a big burst of energy. Well, now, the Prince of Wands has that fixed fire energy. It's sustainable. It's a fire that keeps burning, right? It's the idea that you're climbing up Mount Everest, you got your coals chambered in your backpack thing somewhere. You ever seen that in the survival shows? They take a coal or an ember out of their campfire, and they somehow put it in a little box, and they put it in their pack, and that way, when they get to their next destination, they got fire ready to go, right? So this is that sustained enthusiasm, creativity, the energy, the vitality, the power, right? The endurance to keep climbing. And this is not losing that spark of will, right? This is the coal. This is the ember that you're chambering. And that is your creative idea, the purpose, the impulse, right? The inspiration. And that is what you're going to manifest when you climb all the way up. And there are going to be more difficulties. This is the final difficulty, climbing up the mountain. When you finally get there, you're going to have your ember. You're going to have your desire. You're going to have your impulse and your inspiration, and you're going to be able to light this fire and manifest it, give it form. All right, but you've got to go through this final battle first. And this is going to be a big test. This is going to basically be when you're just so close to the end. This is when the universe is going to say, Oh, you're tired. Why don't you sit down? You've got a long way to go. Just rest, right? You're going to be tested. The universe knows that you're very close, and to make sure that you're worthy, it's going to give you one final test. It's going to give you, like a warm bed and a hot meal. Are you sure? You sure you want to keep going up there? I've got a very soft pillow. Look, 400 thread count. Or, I don't know, whatever, 800? I don't know. I don't know about thread counts. Very soft sheets here. Don't you want to lay down? Well, if you know anything about mountain climbing, which I don't, but I've seen enough TV, once you sit down, you're not getting back up again. Okay, so we need that sustained effort. And I think when you're able to receive confirmation of the very next step, it's going to light everything up, and there's going to be no stopping you. It's going to get the ball rolling. Right? And you're going to reach what is your goal. You're going to reach the place where you can manifest this. Whatever, I don't know if this is career, if this is something creative, if it's in terms of family, relationships. Again, like I said, it could be anything and everything. But getting your idea, getting your fire into form, that's the goal. There's a lot that's going to take place between here and there. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. This is the point of the reading where I'm going to ask you to try to connect with these cards. Use your intuition. Tap into spirit. Help me with this, right? You're here, I might as well put you to work. Put your answer, put your prediction in the comments below. And let's see what we come up with here. What I want is the next step, right? We don't have any earth energy here other than this. And we kind of know this and this are very similar, right? It's the initiating. This is us climbing up the hill and kind of not stopping. It's just the energy, the motor, the engine that's just going to take us up the hill. And this is the sustained effort, right, with these two. Because of our certainty, because of what we discover here within us, the way becomes clear. And now it's just about our commitment and our endurance and just, getting her done. But I want to kind of see the in-between here. I want to see that next step. Or a symbol of that next step. I don't know what the next step will be. So perhaps an Ace of Pentacles. I think, how about that, Ace of Pentacles? It could be an Ace of Cups. I want an ace, anyway. I'm thinking Ace of Pentacles, though it could be Ace of Cups. No. Look at that, bingo. Ace of Pentacles. This is the next step. And this is kind of that next step that's appearing out of nowhere, right? This is the way forward just appearing. It's a cloud it's a hand out of a cloud in the sky. Like that's, I don't see that every day. So this is a confirmation that if we can settle our thinking, settle our mind, settle down enough to allow our inner magician to pull that rabbit out of the hat. Well, this is the rabbit, right? This is the next step kind of appearing out of nowhere, seemingly out of nothing, right? And it could be that literally there's nothing for you to really go and do and discover. It could be that we just settle down and then something comes to us. The next step appears before us, and all we have to do is move forward onto that step, right? So this is a good confirmation. I like this. I like this a lot, and I think that it has such major implications for you. And what you're doing, I would love to hear from you if you want to leave some comments. We're going to do an extended reading. To access the extended readings, click on the link up there in the corner. That will give you access to every extended reading. Okay, not just for Pisces, but for all signs. You could cross-watch. You can check your other placements. There might be some Capricorn energy that's important for you. Okay. I want you to know, Pisces, that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.